What's up YouTube? This is Shabazz and I'm back with another CBD hemp flower review. What's up YouTube? My name is Shabazz. I make educational, entertaining, and informative content about CBD, hemp flower, alternative cannabinoids, cannabis, and cannabis accessories. If that sounds right for you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. What's up to all my connoisseurs? Hope you're staying healthy. Hope you're staying safe. Welcome back to another video. Today we have a really dope flower review coming, hot and fresh like Little Caesar's Pizza. But first I gotta give a shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. You know they are the backbone of this channel. They are giving me a budget to do things and expand and work on things behind the scenes and everything. So a huge, massive shout out to Jesha, Angie, Wayne, Joelle, JB, Southern Hope, Ganja Gav, Nathaniel, Alex B, Fred, Orlando, Donnie, Hella Himes, Ivan, Melby, and everybody's favorite, Stink Wrinkle. Huge shout out to y'all. And remember, if you want to join my Patreon and help support the channel, the link to that is down in my landing page, which is in the video description or my IG bio. If you join my Patreon, you get first look, exclusive, behind the scenes access to everything, my first opinions on everything. For example, what we're going to be looking at today in the video, my Patreon saw when I initially ordered it some weeks ago. Before this video goes up, they've already seen what it looks like and my initial thoughts and everything. So if you want to have that, you want to shout out on every video, and you want to help out the channel in a major way, go check that out. All right, so today we're going to be checking out something kind of interesting. It is an unknown if this is a type 3, if it's a type 2. I've heard that it is a type 2.5, which is now official terminology coined by me, okay? It's that area between type 3 and type 2 flower, right in that 2 to 4% THC range. I have a feeling it's going to be a type 2.5. All right, and I'm talking about the Gelato OG from Flow Gardens. All right, so this is the Gelato OG, and let's take a minute to talk about the name, all right? You already know when I have some sort of issue with the name, we gotta talk about it. And unfortunately, in the hemp world, there's a lot of issues with names, right? So this is called Gelato OG. Now, immediately that makes you think this is going to be related to the type 1 Gelato OG strain, or this is Gelato crossed with OG Kush. Not quite, all right? The OG in this stands for orange glaze. So this is orange glaze crossed with Gelato 33. So the Gelato part is not misleading, and technically the OG part isn't, but come on. We all know when somebody says OG with cannabis, you're referring to OG Kush. If something is ex-OG, it is a OG Kush cross.
These are facts.
I definitely think they could have come up with a more appropriate original name for this, all right? Flow Gardens doesn't have COAs for this. They don't send COAs. Basically, you order the flower and this is what you get, all right? You get the calyx container with your flower inside. And this is a big issue with Flow Gardens. And I think I've spoken about this before. Flow Gardens has a huge issue with transparency, okay? Anything that has any sort of elevated THC levels, they do not post the COAs at all on the website. And so it's kind of a guessing game. Is this gonna get me high and ruin my night? Maybe send me to the hospital? Who knows, all right? You have to kind of rely on reviews and stuff like this to make a final decision, which is cool, but they really, really need to clearly label the CBD percentages, the THC percentages, label if this is a type 2, a type 3, all of that, okay? So points deducted already because Flow Gardens just doesn't do that. And I kind of get like a pompous don't care vibe from them. Like they just don't care. Like they're just whatever, we're making money. You're still gonna buy it anyways. And if you don't, somebody else will.
Boo-foo. Boo-foo. Buy us. Fuck you.
That's the vibe I get from Flow Gardens, and that's not cool. All right, rant over. So with all that said, I did pick this up because it is Gelato related, all right? Gelato is one of the best type 1 strains, all right? It's a absolute classic, legendary strain at this point. And to have that type of genetic in something that I could smoke, something that you could smoke, something that is CBD dominant, I have to try it, all right? So let's check it out, all right? Let's pop it open. Looks good. All right, so there's a couple things going on right here. First off, I had read on Reddit from people that tried this already that the orange glaze is definitely the dominant terpene profile on this, all right? And I agree with that, all right? This is probably 80% orange glaze, 20% gelato, okay? It has that earthy citrus gassiness that orange glaze has with a splash of that kind of like sherbet ice cream smell that gelato has. It doesn't have any of that super bright cologne or gas scent that a type 1 gelato would have though. It smells good. It smells fruity, citrusy, and gassy. One thing I noticed though, okay, and this isn't unique to Flow Gardens. Everybody that stores their flower in these calyx containers, there's several vendors that do use these. I noticed that after a while, no matter what the strain, no matter what the vendor, the flower kind of takes on the same kind of sweet, plasticky scent, I want to say. And I've really noticed that over the years with these calyx containers. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said there are certain terpenes in flower, and this is something I didn't even know. There are certain terpenes in cannabis that are very corrosive. And so when you store something for anything more than, you know, a few days or a week or something in a material that could react to that corrosiveness, you're going to have it eating away. And there could be some kind of reaction going between the terpenes in the flower and the plastic that this is made of. And that's causing that kind of plasticky scent to just kind of seep into the flower, which when I open this, you could smell it. It's kind of like, it kind of smells like an alcohol, or like if you stick your nose into like a bottle of wine or whiskey or something like that, with like a plastickiness to it. I don't know, but the calyx containers are cool and I really like them and everything, but I think they need to reformulate. I don't know. I think calyx containers really need to be set to the side though, because it really impacts the smell after a while. All right, I've done a lot of talking so far, so let's pour this out. And let's really check it out. All right, so we got it out onto a tray, and just right off the bat, okay, this is beautiful flower. All right, and one thing I always say, no matter what Flow Gardens does, they grow very, very nice looking flower, okay? Very nice nug structure, absolutely covered in trichomes, super, super frosty. It's dense, it looks very premium, very top shelf, like, you know, exotic top shelf dispensary flower. So I'm definitely not seeing any type of seeds or mold or anything like that. The trim job is pretty nice. My general impression that I get on this flower, it's very frosty. All right, and here it is, and this is the Gelato OG. The Gelato crossed with the orange glaze. Really, really frosty, really top shelf looking flower, okay? Again, Flow Gardens grows some of the nicest looking flower in the game, all right? There's no doubt about that. You know, I gotta stay true. I gotta stay honest in every type of way, you know? No matter what they do as a business, their flower always looks very nice. Here's another nug. You can just see how frosty it is. You can see that nug structure. It's really nice. And again, there's no doubt about it, all right? This is very premium looking flower, all right? And I can't wait to see how it tastes and smokes and everything, but just looks wise, this looks great, all right? It looks fabulous. It looks fire. Honestly, I really want to smoke this. All right, well, you already know. I'm gonna break some of this down, get it ready to inhale, and while I do that, I'm gonna put a high resolution image of it here. All right, so breaking this down, it wasn't super sticky, but it is super duper dense, okay? It's almost impossible to break down with the fingers, so grinder is absolutely necessary. Let's get to it. Okay, pretty smooth smoke. There's a little bit of flavor there on that first hit. Nothing too crazy. On the exhale, I definitely get a good bit of gas, okay? Nothing super sweet or gelato-y, but definitely some gas. Relatively smooth smoke. And on the inhale, there's not a ton of flavor on the inhale. All of the flavors on the exhale and the aftertaste. And again, it's mostly gas, okay? I'm not really tasting any type of gelato or anything. It's just a very generic, gassy type of taste. And I'm not gonna take too many hits off the bong just in case the effects are very strong. So we're gonna bring it on over to the vaporizer. And in case you're wondering, this is the Crafty Plus. This is probably the best portable vaporizer that there is. And this attachment, all of this, I got it off Planet of the Vapes. There's a link down on my landing page in the video description. Let's get to it. okay? A lot more flavor on the vapor, all right, which is to be expected, all right? On the flavor of the vapor, I get a hint of gelato, okay, just a hint. I'm getting a lot of that kind of just generic gassiness, but I have an aftertaste like I ate a scoop of sherbet ice cream like 10 minutes ago. The terpenes are very much more bright and very much more noticeable in the vapor. There's more citrus, there's a little bit more sweet, but most importantly, I do get a little bit of that gelato flavor, which by the way is excellent, okay? That's one of the best flavors in the cannabis world. I don't want to hit it too much. That tastes excellent in the vaporizer though. It's like it's getting better as I'm going on. I don't want to do too much though. All right, and because the test results on this is basically unknown and I'm not sure exactly what to expect, I'm gonna just sit back, let those effects come on 100%, and I'll be back and I'll let you know how I feel.
20 minutes later.
All right, y'all, I'm back, all right? It's been about 15-20 minutes, and I feel like I have a good grasp on the effects that are going on with this, all right? So first off, I gotta say, this is not a creeper at all right? Some strains, whether they're type 1, type 2, or type 3, and remember, remember, type 1 cannabis is high THC, little to no other cannabinoids. Type 2 cannabis, mixed ratio THC and CBD. Type 3 cannabis is CBD hemp flower, mostly CBD, little to no other cannabinoids, all right? We're talking less than 1% THC in type 3 flower. Anyways, like I was saying, some strains are creepers where you could sit there for 5, maybe even 10 minutes and you don't feel much, and then all of a sudden it just smacks you, all right? This one, no. As soon as I cut the camera off, when I was done smoking and vaping it, it hit me like a brick, all right? Just immediate power, all right? It had a very fast come up and peak, and that come up and peak was really intense too. For a quick second, I almost got a little bit of anxiety, but thank God that come up and that peak didn't last very long. It only lasted like maybe 5 minutes of like that just peak rush and just feeling of spaciness and pressure in the chest and everything, but it subsided really quickly, okay, into a nice, I have just a nice, very hybrid, okay? I'm not feeling indica laziness at all right? But it subsided into just this very nice kind of hybrid, middle of the road, strong buzz, okay? So like I said, I'm not really feeling like indica-y, I'm not feeling lazy or sedated or sleepy necessarily. I just feel kind of dumb, I feel kind of slow, I feel a little bit spacey, there's some head fog, my eyes feel kind of low. I just have a very generic buzz, all right? Just how I have that generic gassy flavor, I have just a classic hybrid generic cannabis buzz, okay? And as far as the strength of the effects, I would say that this is probably more similar to something like that legendary Banana Mac from Believer, which is 6% or 5% THC, I believe. Maybe just a little bit less potent, all right? This is definitely a little bit stronger than the Side Piece 2, 2.3% THC version from Clutch City. It's somewhere between those two. So if you've had either of those or if you've had both of them, you kind of know exactly the potency that I'm talking about, okay? I would wager the amount of THC on this strain is probably maybe 4%. It's probably high in CBD. We're probably talking anywhere from 12 to 16% CBD and maybe 3 to 4% THC. So exactly the type 2.5 flavor that I was expecting. So with that said, if you are new to even hemp flower, if you are very prone to anxiety or panic attacks with THC, and you're a newcomer to this whole CBD hemp flower type space, I'd probably leave this one alone for now, all right? You should definitely get acquainted with all the nuances with low THC, high CBD flower, get a good tolerance built up for that THC microdose, and then move on to this type 2.5 stuff, all right? If you are somebody who enjoys type 2 flower, or you want something just a little bit stronger than your regular type 3 CBD flower, then this will be a good choice for you, all right? Like I said, a really quick, hard, punchy come up, but it mellows out into just a really strong buzz. And I'm not feeling like panicked or paranoid or anxiety or anything like that, but this is definitely stronger than your regular CBD flower. This definitely has more THC. So check this out. The flower itself, as it stands, the quality, the taste, remember we're flavor chasing in 2023, the smoothness, the potency, all of that. The flower itself, I'll give the Shabazz seal of approval. However, I can't give the entire circumstance the Shabazz seal of approval because I just can't recommend that people go purchase something that they don't know what the percentages are. And in this community, that's really important because somebody could be very sensitive to THC or have just a really bad reaction to it or something and accidentally get this thinking this is just a regular type 3 that could ruin their day. All right, it could be potentially unsafe. So yeah, this is really good stuff, but I can't give it my full seal of approval because there's just too many issues with it. It's too dangerous of a product, all right, if I'm just being straight up. Even if they don't want to post the test results, they could at least say in their own words just a general percentage level of at least the CBD and the THC. All right, y'all, I got a really nice buzz going on right now. I'm kind of thirsty, feeling the munchies a little bit, so I'm gonna go forage for some snacks and watch some South Park. Make sure you check out my landing page in the video description. Down there I have links to my merch, my Patreon, all of my coupon codes, links, all my information is down there. Always check that before you shop. Save yourself a couple bucks and help out the channel. Make sure you hit like if you like the video, hit me up down in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you can see when I upload new content. I appreciate each and every one of y'all so much, and I sincerely hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night. I'm gonna check you on the next video. Peace.
Nigga, what the fuck?